And our base case is in the $600,000 range. Our bull case, and we think the probability of the bull case has increased with this SEC approval. This is a green light. Our bull case is $1.5 million by 2030. You can see the building blocks. You can see how conservative we are in terms of those building blocks. This is a big idea. It is the first global, decentralized, digital, rules-based, critical there, rules-based monetary system in history. It is a very big idea.
We think in the crypto space, for example, there are three revolutions taking place: a money revolution, a financial services revolution, and a digital asset property rights revolution. And they're all big. The biggest one, though, is the money revolution. That's Bitcoin, because it's the first global, digital, decentralized, private, no government oversight, rules-based, critical monetary system in history. We think that's a $20 trillion idea by 2030. And right now, I believe Bitcoin is valued in the marketplace at roughly 700 billion, something around there. So that's a very big idea. And many people in the developed world don't understand how big it is because they are not growing up or living in an emerging market, which is going through hyperinflation and which is destroying purchasing power and wealth.
According to ARK Invest chief Cathie Wood, the entire crypto market could balloon to $100 trillion in value by 2030. That's right, a 100x increase from where we are now. And if that plays out, it means just one coin gaining mainstream adoption could potentially surge past Bitcoin's market cap dominance. So which coin do you guys think has the best shot? ETH? SOL? ADA? Or is there a stealthy project none of us have heard of yet that will emerge to take the crown? Sound off in the comments right now with your bold calls, and we'll dive into Cathie Wood's analysis of why she believes we could see history made with a new #1 crypto before the end of the decade.
Now, artificial intelligence has taken a lot of the oxygen out of the room in terms of discussions out there, with the exception of the regional banking crisis. And something very unusual happened during the regional banking crisis to Bitcoin and to other crypto assets. Typically, Bitcoin and crypto generally are risk-on assets. You know, they tend to do very well in an overall bullish environment. What happened during the regional bank crisis, we had the regional bank index here in the United States imploding. We had banks going bankrupt, and Bitcoin went up from 19,000 up nearly 50% to 30,000. And we thought, wow, this is proof positive that Bitcoin is also a risk-off asset. What does that mean? It means there's no counterparty risk, unlike in the banking system. We've got a very decentralized, transparent network. You can see all the activity taking place by IP address, no counterparty risk. So a very big idea. In terms of AI...
Through previous interviews, Cathie has stated she believes the total value locked in cryptocurrency could multiply 25-fold to around $25 trillion by 2027. Now, what's the rationale behind such monumental growth? According to Cathie, we're still in the early days of blockchain technology disrupting the global financial industry. But Cathie is also willing to entertain an even bolder scenario. One where we see crypto's market cap balloon 100-fold to a mind-boggling $100 trillion 8 years from now.
That's by 2030. It was
2030,
by 2030. And it stands, but I'll tell you, that is the bull case. The bear case, the base case for 2030 was roughly $650,000. However, what has just happened, the green light from the SEC, we believe will cause the institutional participation to move towards the bull end of our set of assumptions, which was closer to the 5% asset allocation to Bitcoin over time. So we think that probability has gone up. So the probability of the bull case, the 1.5 million, has gone up.
She argues that blockchain networks are still in the early phases of achieving global permeation, similar to personal computers or the internet, therefore. She thinks long-term potential remains significantly underestimated.
In terms of the ETF that is launching, that invests in equities related to Bitcoin, what do you think will be the better performer over, let's say, 5 years? An ETF that invests in the equity related to Bitcoin or Bitcoin itself?
We believe Bitcoin will be the better performer longer term. But this is a diversified exposure through equities. There are companies, we're trying to find the company that is going to produce the digital wallet. That will be a very important position. Is it Coinbase? Is it Square with Cash App? Is it Robinhood? In Latin America, is it Mercado Libre or Nubank? So
how much overlap is there?
It's also important to note that Cathie doesn't see this growth happening evenly. She expects just a handful of leading blockchains to comprise the majority of gains as they come to dominate their use cases.
What's coming next, right? There are conversations. This could be a conversation around the wirehouses, conversation around ETH, ETF, conversation around like assets beyond Bitcoin and ETH. Maybe we could start actually with the wirehouses. I'd love to know why this is kind of the next important unlock and when this comes, and would love to have a conversation around that.
So Resolute is our distribution partner, has been for all of our ETFs and now for these digital asset products. And what we're learning is that wirehouses, when they learned that 11 of us were going after this market, the first thing they have been doing due diligence, but they're not going to do due diligence on all 11, and they know not all 11 will make it, that they're probably, Philly, I don't know what you say, but I say 3 or 4 make it. I guess I have to say 3.
The reason we have focused as much on Ether, Ethereum as we have is we think, that is the smart contract network. That is the decentralized finance network.
So Bitcoin and Ether, anything beyond that?
Well, there are infrastructure players. Solana is doing a really good job. If you look at Ether was faster and cheaper than Bitcoin in the day. That's how we got Ether. Solana is even faster and cost-effective than Ether. So, there are infrastructure plays. We do believe Web3, digital assets. That's a big idea, actually. Digital assets with property rights. First time ever online that we're seeing property.
All right. Let's take a closer look at the numbers behind ARK Invest's intensely bullish calls. Specifically, their research has modeled out potential price targets for both Bitcoin and Ethereum by 2030, should this crypto transformation occur. For Bitcoin, in ARK's maximum bull case, they see it reaching $1.48 million per coin. To put that into perspective, with Bitcoin's current supply that would value the entire network at around $28 trillion, nearly 3 times the current size of the US GDP. As for Ethereum, their most aggressive forecast has it valued at $166,000 each. This equates to a staggering $20 trillion market cap for Ethereum alone. More than the entire crypto market today. Now obviously, predictions this big require everything to play out perfectly. But if achieved, early investors stand to generate mind-blowing returns potentially bigger than anyone's seen before in a single asset class. It also speaks volumes that one of the world's top active investment managers is modeling scenarios where Bitcoin and Ethereum grow to become among the most valuable assets in existence.
And just saying, okay, do we really understand this? And once they actually do the homework and see what's happened here, I think they might be more comfortable moving into Bitcoin and perhaps Ether as a first stop. Because they'll understand it more.
Of course, much depends on continued technology progress and mainstream adoption, but achieving even a fraction of ARK's bull case would yield life-changing gains for believers with positions built today.
We put out a Bitcoin brainstorm with our partner Bitcoin Park in Nashville, and it examines the convergence of artificial intelligence and Bitcoin. And you'll hear his nickname's roast beef on that podcast talk about that convergence and how it's going to redefine the division of labor. It's probably going to put the gig economy on steroids. And it's starting already in the emerging markets, in Africa in particular. So it's very exciting. I don't think people understand how hard at work the developers around the world have been. Lightning Network is a big part of leveraging the base layer Bitcoin. So we're very excited. And we're so happy that ARKB is going to be part of the ecosystem.
What we've explored here is the possibility that her vision is not outside the realm of possibility, especially given how early we still are. If realized, even capturing a small part of that upside would be life-changing for pioneers. Of course, it remains to be seen if Bitcoin, Ethereum, or one of the alternatives like Solana, Cardano, or Polkadot can maintain their current trajectories. There are no guarantees in such a volatile space. However, one thing is for certain: any project able to deliver on the type of scaling, use cases, and technical prowess envisioned by their roadmaps could be tremendously rewarded. I appreciate you all joining me to discuss these thought-provoking ideas today. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Which crypto has the biggest long-term upside based on today's discussion? Sound off in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future deep dives into what could make tomorrow's millionaires in this emerging technology frontier. Thanks again for watching.